What's up, friends? YOASOBI, Pokemon, Biri. What else do you want? Looking at this from the perspective of a producer and songwriter, so expect a couple pauses to go over specific elements of the song. Okay, so just looking at that intro, there's quite a few things to note and quite a few things that I like. First, I really like that drum and bass rhythm. I feel like in YOASOBI's latest album, we saw a little more delving into that area. She's always kind of had that faster rhythm with her sound, with their sound, I should say. But here I feel like it's especially present, partially because that melody isn't as fast as we normally expect. Like normally those synth melodies are really moving along, and this one is kind of at half speed to what we'd expect from the speed of the hi-hats. Also, I really like this kind of glitchy noise in the background. It sounds very video game-esque, and I feel like the synthesizers in general sound very like Game Boy Color era video game sound. And I think that fits so well into the Pokemon aesthetic. So I think it's a great approach for a song partnered with Pokemon. Okay, so this is interesting again. I have to say it. Normally, there's so much more synth movement going on in tandem with the vocals in a YOASOBI track. And here, they really took out those synthesizers to make a lot of room for those vocals right there. We basically just have hi-hats and vocals at first, and then that bass comes in. And that bass is very bouncy, and it's very rhythmic, and it's moving a lot. But before that bass comes in, it's basically just some percussion and some vocals. And I really like that approach because it takes away a lot of those elements we normally see in a YOASOBI track, so I'm digging it. I've been really digging in general this kind of radio, like old radio effect that they've given to the vocals in these YOASOBI tracks. We saw it in Idol and we're seeing it again here. What they're doing is they're cutting out certain frequencies. So they're kind of locking in which frequencies of the vocal we're hearing. And they're also adding a little bit of distortion, a little bit of like tape distortion to add that kind of broken effect. And I think it works really well with the video game aesthetic. It kind of all blends together in kind of a retro feel, which is cool. That chorus is too catchy for its own good. That must be one of the catchiest YOASOBI choruses in general. It's just like you just dance and get down to that business right there. It's so good. I love how the vocals interplay with the synthesizers and just create this really fun vibe. The synthesizers are moving around more in melody, whereas the vocals are kind of staying on the same notes for the most part. And that's creating this really great interplay between the two. It's interesting because that instrumental breakdown right there is in halftime compared to what the rest of the song is doing in the drums, but that synthesizer is still moving at the same speed. So it feels like that we're still maintaining a lot of that energy because that energy is shifted into the synthesizers. So that movement is shifted into the synthesizers, whereas the drums are kind of like breaking down and you get to like feel this distinct rhythmic quality in the song. I love that transition into the modulation, just that kind of backward synth, that backward hi-hat that takes us into this modulation, that takes us into this different key for the song, a little bit higher. It sounded great. Really great use of modulation right there. I didn't notice this the first time when she says, pika, pika, pika. And it's like so on rhythm and it's so on a melody from what you would expect from Pikachu when he's speaking throughout the anime. And it's just perfect. It fits with the Pokemon theme so well. I don't know if she's actually saying Pika, but it just sounds exactly like Pika, and I love that. Oh, what a great ending. I love that little glitchiness and breakdown of the synthesizer right there at the end. Very cool. Almost feels like things are unintentionally shutting down, although it does still feel like the end of the music, of the song. Yeah, just a great vibe. Love the Pokemon aesthetic. I love all the funny little animations, like the two people battling Pokemon, and then she turns around and there's another Pokemon battler, so they all just kind of like run away. It's genius. A lot of things just really felt excellent in this piece. Maybe my second favorite or third favorite Pokemon song behind the original, Pokemon theme song, and Piplup Step, because Piplup Step is a bop. But YOASOBI's killing it again. Always kills it. In general, they're phenomenal. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I increased your enjoyment of the music. If that's the case, I appreciate if you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also tell other people about my videos. Word of mouth is the best way for endeavors of artistic merit to spread. Also check out my music. It's pretty great. I give it a 10 out of 10 personally. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
Coming up from the bottom, now we're here. Number one with the bullet and no labels in the